Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill. Today we are going to have unusual video. We are going to have 10 tips for beginners. Hopefully this will make your experience a bit better, and if you are not so much of the beginner, maybe you will see some tips or tricks what you missed yourself over the time, and you would think, well, maybe I would progress quicker if I would do that. Who knows? So video is going to be out of 10 parts, right? So without further ado, let's teleport straight into the action. So the first tip from my side, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, would be to explore the game, to figure out what do you like in the World of Tanks. Don't get me wrong, World of Tanks is very complicated game, and there is plenty of the things to offer. As now we have over 700 vehicles in the game, and it is absolutely madness what is happening. But the basic things what you need to understand: there is 5 classes in the game. There is light tanks, which are, in my opinion, the hardest tanks to play for beginner, because you do not know positions and it is very complicated. You do not know the mechanics, how it works, how you are spotting, what you are doing. It is just complicated. After that we have heavy tanks. With the heavy tanks you basically need to get somewhere in the close combat and then try to use your armor and alpha to trade in a way. Obviously in the positive way, the best trade is whenever you are spanking someone and not getting spanked back. After that we have obviously medium tanks, and medium tanks is somewhere like a hybrids between the light tanks and heavy tanks. You are quite agile, you are quite mobile, but your armor usually is not as strong as heavy tanks are, so you need to flank and try to take the different angles. After that we have a tank destroyer. Saka triangle is the most beginner friendly class, at least in my opinion, because usually you can sit in the back and you can enjoy yourself while someone else are making mistakes. And then we have the squares, Aka, Arthas, and maybe I should change my opinion and say maybe squares is the easiest tanks to play, but you know, they are not a tank, so I believe that is fair. So once again, very simple thing: figure out what do you like in the game. What do you like the most? You know, if you like triangles, play with the triangles and have the blast while spanking everyone who is making mistake. You love light tanks, play more with the light tanks, improve your skills, improve your map knowledge, and so on and so forth. So fellas, this is the first advice. Let's teleport to the second one. Second advice which I could give for you is, if you are still lost in the game, it's still very overwhelming, and it doesn't matter are you new player or returning player in the World of Tanks. We have made something very special for every single player out there. We have made index page. So pretty much you can type in the Google Skill4ltu index, or just check out the description down below. You will find it relatively easily. We have rated every single vehicle in the game from tier 5, or I suppose to say tier 6 plus, because tier 5s does not have inner ratings yet, but let's say tier 6s does, and you can see how the things are looking like, how beginner friendly vehicle is, and so on. You can check out the field modifications, which is in the game for quite some time. You can find YouTube video, you can find equipment setup, which I recommend, you can find the crew skills, which I recommend. If you are into the marking tanks, you can find Mark of Excellence expectations, how the things are looking like and how the things are changing over the month, right? You can find for ace values and everything. There is plenty of information, and most importantly, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, you can simply click on the tech tree and you can see, which line is rated the best. Obviously purple color is the best. After that we have green, after that we have orange, and so on. What I'm trying to say, fellas, what I am trying to say, this is very important thing to say. is you can see overall picture, and if you do not trust my opinion, that is completely fine. You can always click on the tank stats and you can see the most played vehicles. For example, you care about the tier 10 tanks. What tier 10s are the most played in 30 days? Kaboom. You are using the filter option and you can see everything. In this situation, Progetto is the most played tank. You can find so many good things out there, and plus on top of that, soon we are going to have couple of things. We are done with the mission guide already, but I need to work my butt off and to make more mission videos for you, so we are going to have it very soon. And in the same time we are working on community rating. What that basically means, whenever you have 50 games with one or another tank, you will be able to click on the vehicle, let's say Chieftain Prototype, and you will be able to vote on 2 ratings, how fun it is to play with a tank and how good the tank is. So you will see community rating as well very soon, and hopefully this is going to be great for every single of us fellas. Also different languages as well. If you are not that great with English language, you can select, I don't even know, Polish language or French language or German language, you name it. There is plenty of the options to go for, and I really want to highlight this, fellas. Index page is the place to be, and you will get a lot of useful information for yourself. Tip number 3, order of consumables. I know it might not sound that special for you, but it is very important. I got used to play the game whenever I use extra rations or anything else in the option number 4, and it is not that great for me. You know, it would take a lot of time and a lot of effort to get unused from this, or however to say this properly, right? So what do I mean by saying this? Always use extra rations or fire extinguisher on the 6th. Always go for repairs for a 5th, because 5-5 you are fixing the track with a small repair kit. It is glorious. And med kit, go for option number 4. It is very important thing to say, and if you are going to get used for this, it is going to be so much better. Also, one more thing, fellas, abuse the discounts you are getting in the game. Whenever we are having a top of the tree or alternatively discounts, don't be afraid to spend your credits or most of your credits, maybe all your credits, because you are paying half of the price for consumables. So in the long term you are saving 50%, and in the same time obviously you don't need to stock in 2000s or something as I am doing, you know, but you can buy 100. If you will buy 100 repairs, you will already save 150,000 credits. This is very important thing to say, and please keep this in mind. We are knowing every single time in the start of the month what kind of top of the tree we are going to have. So for example, at the time whenever I am recording the YouTube video, we have Type 5 Heavy. After that you can go to the index page and to check it out. Is it a good line? Maybe see a YouTube video or 2 of the line overall if you are curious into that. And you will see, how the skill is playing. Or someone else, just type in the YouTube Type 5 Heavy gameplay World of Tanks and you will find plenty of the people playing with it. It is very important thing to say, and hopefully this will help for you not only to, first of all, get a correct habit to play the game, but in the same time it will save credits for you as well. One more thing to add to all of this, fellas, is option number 4, or the 4th advice, however you want to call this. Remember, there is different ammunition types in the game. Usually you have AP, APCR, or heat and high explosives. This is usually, obviously, things can vary, but what I want to say and what I want to highlight, remember, some tanks have better high explosive penetration than others. As an example, if we would compare T92, which is a light tank, it has 38 millimeters of penetration, which is kind of stinky poo-poo. And if we would compare the Hawk 30, penetration would be 102. So that means this is way more useful ammunition, and you can penetrate other light tanks, because usually light tanks has no armor whatsoever. So this is very important thing to say. What do I mean by saying this? Have a habit of changing to change the type of the ammunition depending on the situation in the game. If you are shooting Arta and you know Arta won't have armor, shoot high explosives. Obviously it won't work for every Arta, but usually it will work overall. Or you are dealing against the light tank which has no armor, shoot high explosives if you have enough penetration. That being said, a lot of people do not know about the setting of the reticle. You need to have the gun marker indicator with armor penetrator, and it is pretty much going to tell for you, can you penetrate or you cannot penetrate. It is very, very important thing to say, and fellas, please keep this in mind. It's very important thing to use, because it will give you game knowledge even without knowing the game that much. And obviously intuition skill. Remember, there is skill setup in the index page where you can check out everything. But the thing is, intuition perk is helping you to reload ammunition quicker. If you have loaded gun and you have intuition skill up to 100%, that means you will change the ammo type 5 times quicker. So if your reload is 5 seconds, it will take 1 second to change the type. So gaming situation for you. You are playing with your medium tank and you are seeing in front of you Ergashem tank destroyer. Aha! That means you can penetrate him with high explosives. You are clicking 2 times 3 and you are changing you are changing the type of the ammunition just like this, and that's how you are going to do more damage, and that's how you are going to be way more dangerous tank in the same time in the battlefield. One more important thing to say, and advice number 5, I assume. What you need to do, fellas, you need to have a habit to check out minimap. Don't play with the lowest minimap setting. It's not good unless you are playing on the flat screen, which is humongous. What do I mean by saying this is, having this habit is going to make you better player. You won't get flanked that easy, and you need to have a habit to take a look at it very, very often. If you are not into very complicated situation when you are already fighting against the couple of enemies, pay attention to the minimap. It's same like driving car, right? Good driver is not only the driver who can pay attention in front, but the driver who can check out the rear mirror and the side mirror, so you know who is surrounding you and how the things are looking like. So same goes in the game. Don't be afraid to press couple of times that plus key to make minimap bigger, and yes, it will cover a bit of the screen, but it will be bigger, and there is a big chance you are going to notice the pesky light tank or medium tank flanking you. And if you will notice that, you will know, aha, there is a guy behind me, so I need to turn towards him and I need to spank him, right? Simple as this. And obviously, that being said, prioritize one-shots as well, right? Whenever there is 2 guys, you are having a situation 1 versus 2 and whatnot, you are trying to eliminate the guy who has less hit points. Usually this is the right way to do the things, and usually it works the best, but obviously it comes together with a map awareness and with a map situation, right? So press that plus key, don't be afraid of it. You will say thank you for me in the future. 6th advice, fellas. Don't pay too much attention to what others are typing in the chat. As many of us know, online games can have not only positivity, not only flowers and whatnot, but it can have quite a bit of the negativity as well. So if you are seeing someone typing whatever, your name, and saying do that, if not moron, idiot and whatnot, do not panic about this. Don't pay too much attention. People overall can be dickheads once in a while, right? What I would highly recommend to do, fellas, if you are feeling like you are getting abused in the game and let's say situation and the positivity is not over the roof, there is a couple of things how you can do the things properly. First of all, anonymize your nickname. This is very good situation if you have many games but your performance is you are not a fluffy super unicorn, right? Maybe your child is playing on your account or whatnot. It doesn't really matter, right? You are feeling like you are getting abused in the game and some kind of idiot is screaming at you by using XVM. Keep this in mind. Anonymizing your name can get rid of the frustration quite a bit. Also, in the same time, if you are feeling like it is getting out of hand and everyone is triggering you, because it can happen for every single of us, remember you can always disable the chat with allies. I know many great players who do not have chat activated and they are, yeah, I am not going to bother with this, I'm getting distracted, someone is calling me names or whatnot, and pretty much this is the right way to do the things. So you are not going to see anything, although to be fair with you, I would not recommend this because you can have a good emotions with the people in the game as well. So, you know, in the end of the day, it is completely up to you. Advice number 7 is not to follow your stats too much, especially if you are a new player. There is plenty of pages you can check your stats. Tomato, GG, VOD Life, and Noob Meter and whatnot. There is plenty of the sites where you can do that. Now, extremely important thing to say. If you are going to do that too early and you, I don't even know, you will watch some fluffy super unicorn playing either on stream or either on the YouTube and you will try to repeat the same thing, you might be very discouraged by that, right? Because World of Tanks is taking time, it's taking practice and everything to improve in the game. After some time, it's fine to take a look at it, but the most important thing is, if you are new in the game, don't go there every day to check the things, how you are progressing or what kind of session you had. It is completely unnecessary and you will ruin your mood. I'm speaking from my experience. Nowadays, I don't care how do I play. I know I am maintaining my performance or I am climbing up slowly but surely. But overall, it is not the right way to do the things. And I know that because people are coming to the stream and they are saying, Skill, I had a horrible session, I am 1500 W8 player and I had a bad session and I don't want to play the game anymore and you get the point what I'm saying. Don't bother about the stats. This is a very simple message for you. Just don't enjoy yourself. Believe me, it is so much better to be happy tomato, as a term in World of Tanks for having red stats, than to be sweaty tryhard unicum crying about everything and telling people what to do and being that pain in the ass in the games, right? Please keep this in mind. Now, the other topic, number 8. If you want to improve, there is plenty of the ways how you can do that and how you can do some shortcuts in the game. What do I mean by saying that? Whenever you are getting interested into the game and you want to know more, there is plenty of the ways how you can do that. There is YouTube, obviously watching YouTube videos. There is Twitch world where streamers are showing how to play the game or how they are playing the game. So try to learn from the better players than you are. If it happens to be the player or the streamer who you used to watch or watching, he is not giving you that much of the tips or advices, or you are feeling like you are better than him, you need to try to find someone else to watch and to enjoy his content or watch him in order to become better in the game. Because every single content creator is strong at one or another thing. Someone is strong at flaming others and someone is strong in the game, you know? It is completely up to you what you are going to choose to watch and what you are going to enjoy. And obviously in the same time, speaking about the streams and everything, some people are tuning it not only for a game but for a mood and being a radio in a way. So what I would recommend to do to check out content creators, to check out me if you want to, and hopefully you will get some more advices and hopefully that will help you to improve in the game, obviously, if you want to. Point 9 or 9th point, however you would call this, fellas. if you already know what you want to do in the game and everything, please keep this in mind if you want to go up a notch to grind the tanks which are actually useful. What do I mean by saying this? As an example, looking into the tech tree, going, let's say, to the British line, and you can see there is Centurion Action, I meant to say Action 10, I apologize. This tank is not that great. You can love the tank with all your heart, but it is not that great, right? And there is Super Conqueror. Maybe it would be more beneficial to have a Super Conqueror for yourself, right? The main reason being is maybe one day you will want to join the clan and you want to perform in the clan wars. And if you do not have the competitive tanks, well, then unfortunately, but there is absolutely nothing what you can do about it, and you are simply not going to be part of the clan, right? So please keep this in mind. Grind the competitive lines whenever you are feeling like you figured out what you like in the game, and maybe you want to move one step up, if I can say so. Also, once again, I know I am repeating the same thing, but pay attention at the top of the tree. It is very, very important because you are buying the tanks cheaper and in the same time you are grinding them quicker. Yes, I really want to add this once again. And last but not least, you can play in platoon. You can actually play with your friends who are playing the game, or alternatively, whenever you will join the clan or something, you can play with your clan mates. Not only it is going to give you a notch of the entertainment, as an example, with your clan friends, you are going to drink a glass of beer and enjoy your evening, but in the same time, you are going to get some experience and you will have someone who will 100% support you. Unless you are going to play with a person who is going to use you in the game as a hit points, but most of the time playing with someone in platoon, it is good experience. And obviously, if you are lucky enough to play with someone who is a bit better player than you are, you can get some tips and tricks. Story from my World of Tanks journey. I started playing this game in 2012. At the time I was serving in the Navy, and we played with one guy, you know, with my colleague. At the job he had laptop, I had laptop, both of us are gaming. He has like 5,000 games, so he is there. Ace out of aces, he has like 50% win ratio, and I am a fresh player. I just started playing the game. I'm playing with my tier 4 or tier 3. I saw the enemy, I turn it sideways, and I am, you know, beating the living crap out of the enemy. What do I mean by saying this is you can get some good advices from the platoon mates if they are better than you are in the game. Or in the same time, if you are playing with someone who is newer in the game, you can remember yourself doing mistakes which he is doing, and you can help the other guy to become better in the game, right? Overall, over the years, skill level of the game is all the time growing up, fellas. Keep this in mind. The game is not the same as it was in 2012. Nowadays, the game is so much more complicated, and in the same time, I would say it is more enjoyable for someone. Thank you very much for watching, fellas. I hope you had a great time. I hope you found this video useful and interesting. And if you want to, we can come up with a part 2, maybe game mechanics or something else. We will figure this out. So if you had a great time, feel free to drop one of those. That is helping YouTube channel to be noticed, and in the same time it is giving us a big wet kiss in the same time. So thank you very much, take care, see you next time. Skill is out for today. Peace.